And breaking at 9, 3 teens hurt in a quadruple shooting hours before Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz.
Hi, Britt. I'm Chris Flanagan. That breaking news out of Hillcrest Heights. Prince George's County Police say that shooting happened earlier tonight at the Hillcrest Heights Shopping Center. That's off 23rd Parkway near Iverson Street.
Yeah, so a news conference just started. Let's listen in.
Policing inside of our community very seriously, but we also cannot police our community without the help of the individuals in the community. So again, if there's anyone that has any information on what took place tonight, we ask that they come forth and help us out so that way the victims can receive justice and we can do our part in doing so. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you guys for your time.
That was a live news conference there. Prince George's County Police updating us. A shooting happened in Hillcrest Heights Shopping Center earlier tonight. 4 people were shot, including 3 teenagers.
Yeah, and now we're going to move on to another story that happened in Chesapeake, Virginia. Walmart manager opening fire in the break room of a store, shooting more than 12 people, killing 6 before turning the gun on himself. Police now identifying those 6 victims who lost their lives. They range in age from 16 years old to 70 years old. From left to right, you're seeing Brian Pendleton, Kelly Pyle, Lorenzo Gamble, Randy Blevins, Tynika Johnson, and that 16-year-old who has still not been identified.
And that gunman, Andre Bing, was an overnight supervisor at that store. He was employed with Walmart for more than 10 years. Police say he was armed with a handgun and had multiple magazines. Now, for more on last night's shooting, we bring in reporter Andy Fox with our station on Virginia's Eastern Shore.
This is the Walmart parking lot where fear and death and evil paid a visit on Tuesday night. Just moments ago, a car was towed from here, believed to be that of the suspect. Earlier today, we spoke with a woman who had been employed for 5 days here at this Walmart. She came face to face with a gun, but she walked away alive. Why was that? Chesapeake Police Chief Mark Selesky confirms the time of the Walmart mass shooting.
Our 911 dispatch center received the first call at 10:12 p.m. last night. The first officers arrived on scene within 2 minutes at 10:14 and entered the store approximately 2 minutes later at 10:16. Earlier today, 10 on Your Side interviewed Jessie, a Walmart employee for only 5 days. Jessie says managers were targeted and she lived because she wasn't a manager. Listen to her chilling account as the shooter walked back in the room after killing others.
And he shot, and then I opened my eyes and the gun was pointed at me and I'm crying. And he looked at me and told me to get out from under the table, so I did. And he took the gun out of my face and was pointing it up at the ceiling, and he said, "Jessie, go home." Jessie walked out the door with her life. Others tragically gunned down. According to a Chesapeake public safety source who told our 10 on Your Side investigative team, first responders found a list of names near the shooter's dead body after he took his own life. There was also a pistol nearby. There were no signs of struggle or resistance against the shooter. The 6th victim shot either in the head or the face. Now, Chesapeake police confirm 3 people, including the shooter, were found dead in the break room. 1 found near the front door. 3 others died at local hospitals.
The Chesapeake Police SWAT team executed a search warrant at the suspect's residence, and with the help of the Virginia State Police, we cleared the house.
A source confirms nothing out of the ordinary was found because of that search warrant. There were no more guns or ammunition or any materials that would suggest he was stalking any of the people he's accused of killing. That's the latest on what happened here at this Walmart and what happened today as they continue to investigate the heinous crimes. I'm Andy Fox in Chesapeake, Virginia. Now back to you.
Meanwhile, local sheriff's office is taking steps to protect shoppers, especially as we head into the busiest time of the year.
To prevent a similar tragedy like the one in Chesapeake from happening here.
Yeah, and DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us live. Dave, you talked to shoppers tonight who are relieved to hear about those extra patrols.
Well, they certainly they were. First, we do want to point out
The sheriff's office said on its Twitter page this afternoon there is no known threat to the community. Deputies are stepping up patrols at shopping centers all around the county. I spoke to shoppers who said they're especially glad to see the increased security, especially as we're heading into the long holiday shopping season.
That's when a lot of people go into these malls and more public areas, though. Yeah, I agree with that. They should increase patrols in those areas, yeah.
It makes me feel more safe than I already am. You know, it shows that they really care about the community and they care about the people, you know.
The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office did not respond to our request to comment about the decision, but the Prince William County Police did issue a statement in which it said, quote, "There were no indications of a broader random threat. In light of when these tragedies occur, we ask our officers to be vigilant." No other Virginia law enforcement agency responded to our request to comment. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Dave, thank you. And lawmakers throughout the Commonwealth reacting to the mass shooting tonight. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin was set to deliver Thanksgiving Day meals in Richmond this morning. He then led a historic tax tribute ceremony, starting the annual event with a prayer in remembrance of the victims. Youngkin says he plans to visit Chesapeake at a later date, also referencing the recent tragedy at UVA.
Shocking, stark reality that we have had 2 horrific acts of violence in the Commonwealth of Virginia in 2 weeks. And that absolutely brings with it a sense of anger, a sense of fear, a sense of deep, deep grief.
And other state leaders also reacting tonight. Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears reaffirms her commitment to addressing mental health issues. Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner and Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger also calling for action to reduce gun violence. And Youngkin has ordered all state and U.S. flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of the victims. They will remain lowered until sunset on Sunday.
And 2022 is likely to be the second highest year for mass shootings in the U.S. on record, trailing only 2020. That's according to data from the Gun Violence Archive. It defines a mass shooting as at least 4 people being shot. So by the archive's definition, there have been 606 mass shootings in the U.S. this year, at least 7 in the past 7 days, including out in Colorado Springs. That shooting leading to an increased police presence in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, D.C. police plans to up security near LGBTQ plus bars and clubs in the district.
Our Marielle Carbone is live at 17th Street, the DuPont Circle neighborhood tonight. Marielle, you spoke to members of the LGBTQ community tonight about the beefed up security.
Yeah, and people definitely have different feelings about this, but speaking to the general manager here at JR's, he tells me that he is okay with more police being in this area. He says in light of what happened Saturday, you certainly give a second thought when it comes to safety.
You always have to be vigilant. Being a gay male walking home at night, I can be perceived as an easy target.
But what happened in Colorado Springs, 5 people shot dead at an LGBTQ nightclub, is different.
It definitely makes you just think more. That thought's always going to cross your mind now.
Eli Downs works at JR's Bar and Grill and will be the general manager starting next month. He says he's always felt safe at his bar on 17th Street, but he's okay with more police patrolling the area.
I don't necessarily know if the police need to increase, but as long as they're keeping up that relationship with gay bars and they're making an effort.
This week, D.C. police announced it will step up its presence in light of the mass shooting. In a statement, a spokesperson said the Metropolitan Police Department has increased patrols around LGBTQ plus establishments citywide. At this time, there are no known threats to any events or locations in the district.
We meet monthly with our violence prevention and response team.
And the mayor's office of LGBTQ affairs says it'll continue addressing community concerns like hate-based crimes.
It still does happen.
According to police data, 32 hate crimes based on sexual orientation happened January through September of this year, including an attack on a young gay couple this summer.
Emotionally, I'd say we're both pretty Shaken up? Yeah, shaken.
Anytime we have had an incident here, they have gotten here really, really quickly.
And Downs wants police to keep responding when called, allowing spots like JR's to be a place where hate doesn't happen.
These are safe havens, and so when something like this happens, it does affect everyone everywhere.
And not everyone is so welcoming of more police presence. I spoke to another bartender who works in a different area of the city. He didn't want to go on camera, but he says having more police presence near some of these establishments could make patrons feel less safe. He noted that there is a history when it comes to police and members of the LGBTQ community. So he says there could be some hesitancy in other places across the city. Reporting live in the DuPont neighborhood tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you. We have continuing coverage of the Chesapeake Walmart shooting on air and online. Make sure to stay with DC News Now as we continue to learn more about these tragedies. All right, switching gears now. Let's get a first check on the forecast. Another clear night out there.
Yeah, we got meteorologist Scott Sumner in for Janessa Webb tonight, and Thanksgiving Day looks sunny and mild.
Yeah, absolutely looks good, guys, for tomorrow. And right now it's a little chilly. We have clear skies out there at the moment, 44 degrees. The dew point temperature is down and it's dry out there. No wind to speak of this evening. It's just, like I said, a chilly night out there, and you'll just need to have that jacket, that heavy jacket handy. And why is that? Because high pressure is in control of the weather right now. When you see this big blue H, it's usually your friend. And tonight it is as well. All right, now, with regards to tomorrow, we had a beautiful day today. We got up into the 60s today. We'll get up into the upper 50s to maybe 60 degrees tomorrow. So it won't be, like today in the sense that we got into the middle 60s in places, but still above normal. And it's very pleasant for late November, for sure. Now, as far as travel impacts, if you are driving or flying tomorrow, I know it is Thanksgiving, but some people do it at the last minute. And majority of the country, with the exception of the Deep South, Louisiana, southeastern Texas, and parts of Mississippi and Alabama, will be okay. There could be a little turbulent weather down in this region. So the weather headlines, again, chilly, clear skies tonight, a dry Thanksgiving, a few showers for Black Friday, and more rain to come after Black Friday. We'll talk about the timing of that and what to expect for the full 7 days ahead.
All right, Scott, thank you. And we're continuing to follow breaking news in Maryland.
Yeah, 3 teenagers hurt in a quadruple shooting just hours before Thanksgiving. Police say that shooting happened earlier tonight at the Hillcrest Heights Shopping Center off 23rd Parkway near Iverson Street.
And that's where we find our Yamarie to say, Yamarie, you just heard from police.
Yeah, that's right. I'm here at the Hillcrest Heights Shopping Center, and police did confirm that a vehicle came into the shopping center and then opened fire on 4 individuals. Now, they cannot confirm whether or not that these individuals were inside or outside the store, but they can confirm that all of them are in non-life-threatening injuries right now. I'm going to step away out the scene so you can take a look to see PGPD police are walking around trying to piece together exactly what took place here. Now, as you mentioned earlier, they did confirm that 3 of these victims are teenagers and the adult is a woman, and they are facing non-life-threatening injuries right now. Now, as we were on the scene, police did have to step away because there was a shooting that took place not too far from here on Branch Avenue, but they did confirm that there was no injuries in that situation. Now, also back in September, in this particular shopping center, 3 individuals were actually injured as well. Now, as for this quadruple shooting, we're still trying to piece together and understand what's taking place here, but we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more. And PGPD did tell us that they're urging the public, if anyone has any information regarding this, you should call PGPD or Crime Solvers. For now, reporting in Hillcrest Heights, Maryland, I'm Yamarie Sase, DC News Now.
An active night. All right, Yamarie, thank you. And ahead on DC News Now at 9, it's almost snow season, and after last winter's traffic nightmare on I-95, Virginia wants to make sure it never happens again. The new plans in place to avoid another overnight shutdown.
And in Maryland, a Frederick County woman is using her time and talent to cook healthy meals for those who may not be able to do so themselves. How she's marking a major milestone this holiday season.